We welcome from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Hopefully that's still accurate. Mr. Jim Winder, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. This is my first time meeting with you.
Yeah, well, it's a great surprise and privilege to be here. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Likewise for me. We give all thanks to Red here. Oh my goodness. So tell me a little bit about yourself, because that's how I like to do these interviews. I don't go off of the spiel so much other than where you're from. Just tell us what you'd like us to know for those of us who don't know you.
Gee, I've been playing Christian music and writing Christian music for many many years. I've recorded a couple records and stuff. Um, and myself and my band, and sometimes I do this in other forms. I also do we do two shows. One is a word for word delivery of First John, and each chapter has an original song that goes with it. I'm going to play one or two of those tonight. And the other show is one we've been doing for a long, long time. I've traveled many, many places in the country to do this, as far as Alaska. And last summer I was up in Nantucket,
My
so
goodness.
all over the place, based on John Bunyan's famous Pilgrim's Progress story. So
Very
I was fortunate enough, probably a little over 20 years ago, a fellow from New Jersey named Max McLean. You may have seen him on the Reluctant Convert movie, C.S. Lewis. He played C.S. Lewis in that movie. He
good.
also
Okay.
was on Broadway with Screwtape Letters and tours the country. He was a
Wow.
Bible storyteller, so he had memorized Genesis and Mark's Gospel and so forth. So I went to see him do Mark's Gospel, thinking, gosh, this is not going to be really that interesting to watch someone do Mark's Gospel. But his storytelling was amazing, and in moments he had me really in the palm of his hand, and I was on the edge of my seat. I went up to meet him in Morristown and asked him if I could do openers for him, and he said, "Yeah, you could do that." And so I got to watch them, and at some point I decided maybe I could memorize Pilgrim's Progress and deliver that story and do songs that go with it. And so I've been doing that. That's a 90-minute show. We tour and travel to churches and do, and still do that, and love to do it. It's a great, great picture of the gospel in so many different ways, and entertaining and so forth. So those are the things I love to do. In between, I play Christian coffee houses and stuff to because I love doing that too, playing trios and duos and things like that as well. I'm still a full-time worker though. I work for an engineering company up in Boston called PTC in the Seaport, so
Wow.
travel quite a bit with that job. But I love music. I love doing stuff like this too, and so thank you for giving me a chance to come.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for fitting us in. You sound like you got a full plate.
Yeah, well,
By the way, if you ever need anyone opening for you, hi.
where are you located there?
Connecticut.
How far up?
Bristol. We're pretty much in the middle of everything.
I see. Okay, great, great.
Yeah.
Well, want me to do a
I don't know.
song?
You just told that very inspiring story of how you just walked up to the dude and said, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Can I open for you?" So, yeah, I was just going off of that.
Yeah, it's funny. I was sitting in his office and talking about it, and I said, "Can I play you a song?" And he goes, "Uh, okay." I just went and got my guitar and I shut his office door and I sat down and I played him a song, and he was like, I just thought, look, he's either going to throw me out or he's going to like what he hears, and
Exactly.
I told him, look, my job is to warm up the walk-ins and stuff, so you have a peaceful beginning to what you're going to do, and you're going to bring the word of God, and so I think I can be of value to you, and it would give me a chance to get in front of, he had audiences that were, 800, 1,200 people. Certainly, I would not have garnered that type of opportunity, but doing that, I had the opportunity to do that, so it was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, yes, I could definitely do that for you, sir. Okay. Interview over. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What have you got for us tonight, Jared and Jim?
I'm going to start with because it's Easter, just behind us. This is an original song called "When You Turn," and it's based on a message I heard from by John Piper about. We all know the story of Peter. He was very bold in front of all the others. Everybody else might fall away, but not me. And Jesus said, "Satan has asked to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you. And when you turn, find your brothers, strengthen your brothers." And so those three words, "when you turn," really stuck with me. I think there's a great lesson there. We are bold, we love God, and sometimes we make mistakes, but Jesus, it says in Hebrews that he's able to save completely those who come to him because he always lives to intercede for them. And so I bank on that promise in my own life. So here it is, "When You Turn." You will deny me 3 times before that rooster crows. You and your brothers will all fall away, scatter like the wind blows. The spirit's willing, the flesh is weak. Good intentions won't pull you through. Satan is asking to sift you like wheat, but I will keep you, yeah. When you turn, find your brothers. When you turn, strengthen your brothers. You're gonna make a big mistake. You're gonna sink so low, but you will find peace of mind in the compassion that I show. Simon, this time you're gonna learn, and then you'll turn. You know I'm praying that your faith may not fail. It's all part of my plan. Though you'll deny me, turn away, no one can snatch you from my hand. When you turn, find your brothers. When you turn, strengthen your brothers. And when you turn, you gotta find your brothers. Yeah, yeah. When you turn, you gotta strengthen. Oh, you gotta strengthen your brothers. When you turn, yeah, when you turn.
Nice. Nice. So while you were playing, I actually did peruse your bio here, and you say in it that you've been compared with James Taylor, and yes, I agree with that. I was getting a very James Taylor vibe there. I love it.
Yeah, I
I
would
love it.
never take that mantle on myself, but if someone else says it, that's okay with me. Um,
I'll just back up whoever said it first.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So
I
you say
love
you've
it.
been doing this since about 2000. Tell me a little bit about your story about how you got into worship. What was going on in your life that God told you, "Hey, this is the path."
Well, I grew up in the church. Was in I grew up in a Catholic church. I was in the folk mass, so I was early on, um, getting on my bicycle, riding down to the church with my guitar. Can you imagine a 10-speed bike and a full size? The old cases weren't like these, those big, fat, heavy wooden cases. And so that was sort of the beginning. And then, in my early 20s, I had a good friend who shared the gospel with me. And shortly after, a couple of years later, I got married, and Paula and I moved down to the Jersey Shore, and we went to a wonderful little Baptist church in our neighborhood. And it was there that I really began to get grounded in the scriptures. I was really hungry for assurance. I wanted to have a rock solid sense of my relationship with God, and I had really good teaching there. And at some point, I started writing Christian songs then.
Mm.
Uh, I wrote a song called Little Hands and Little Feet, which was sort of a, you know, dealing with the abortion issue and stuff like that. So, um, and then that the candle was lit. I started writing more, and in my 30s, and put out a record of initial songs. I'm going to do one from that record now, and that was sort of a hodgepodge of songs. Your first batch of once you get like 8 or 9 or 10 songs, you're like, I guess I should do something about that. So that was the first recording studio thing. The Pilgrim's Progress record came after that a little while later. That's called The Hard But Right Way, and that was a studio record. And I've done a couple singles after that, but haven't recorded since then, but hope to. I'm just too busy. I have too much going on. Although have you heard those little Audigo cubes that you can record with? You ever seen those?
No.
Well, if you get a chance, look it up. It's Audigo, Audigo. It's a little cube, and it magnetically sits on a mic stand for you, and it's got 3 microphones in it, and it hooks up to an app on your phone.
Are
It'll
you
play video and audio. It transfers all that right to the phone, and you can immediately add reverb, EQ, and if you buy their subscription, you can add delay and compression, and you can, with a press of a button, you have produced a live, professional sounding video and everything. And with the subscription, you can even come back and do a different video from a different angle and play a lead or whatever. It's amazing.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah.
Okay, I've got to ask, how much are they paying you for that commercial? I'm kidding. What is it again? Because that sounds amazing.
It's called Audigo,
Audigo.
Audigo. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell my husband about that because that's his alley right there is all that technical sound engineering stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
If you wanted to record at home without something like that, you've got your microphone and your channels in, you got to buy a
Yeah.
box that goes into the computer, and then you got
Oh
software.
yeah, he's got all of that, but if he didn't have to set everything up like that, that's
They
crazy.
took that problem and they said, what can we do with this to smooth it right out? So
Crazy. Oh my gosh. Ah, isn't technology grand when it works?
yeah, sure is.
So what have you got next for us, Jim?
I'm going to play a song that I haven't played a lot in a while. It's called Angel Kate. It's not particularly a Christian song, but it was one of the earlier songs that I wrote about my grandmother, Katie, who took care of my grandfather who had Alzheimer's. So if there's anyone who listens to this at some point who has a relative who has that challenge, perhaps this song will minister to you in some way. angel sent from above, glowing in all of the Father's love, showing true kindness in all that she does to a man she's loved for years. He lost his first wife a long time ago. She needed him and he cared for her so. Now he's feeling lost and so all alone. And he's not the same. Some days he doesn't know her name, but she loves him just the same, and comforts all his pain. The one thing he knows is the love that she shows, and he'll always wait for his angel king. On warm summer nights, he clings to her side, scared of what's going on in his mind. He dreams of a day where in heaven his mind will clear, and he'll find her near. And he's not the same. Some days he doesn't know her name, but she loves him just the same, and comforts all his pain. The one thing he knows is the love that she shows, and he'll always wait for his angel king. But sometime in the night he cried, he's reaching out in the dark for hands to hold. He dreams of a place where this will pass, and he will find peace at last. And he's not the same. Some days he doesn't know her name, but she loves him just the same, and comforts all his pain. The one thing he knows is the love that she shows, and he'll always wait for his angel king. He'll always wait. He'll always wait for his angel king.
Okay, you almost made me cry with that one.
Well,
My stepdad died with Alzheimer's, and yeah, that was his journey. He was when my mom met him, they were both later in life, and yeah, yeah, we watched him progress, and it was just heartbreaking. And I mean, it could have gotten a lot worse, but yeah, my mom my mom went through a lot, and she was Angel Nina. It
it's a
was beautiful.
great big responsibility and an incredibly loving thing to do. You know, you want to hear a funny thing? my wife is really into ancestry, and when we were looking at the family tree, we found a Pastor Jim Winder over in Nescopec, Pennsylvania, which is kind of near Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
So I rang him up, and we've become really, really good friends. And he cared for his wife for many, many years.
Mm,
It was a tremendous learning ground for him, and he
yeah.
was an incredibly faithful husband all the way through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's such a, I mean, it's heartbreaking to see, but it's also heartwarming because you just see that's those are the vows, you know. That's what we sign up for better or for worse.
that's right. That's right. It's
Oh, thank you
not
for
sure.
sharing that with us.
That's when the relationship really builds, is if you stick with it.
Yeah.
Those situations look like time to split, but that they're not. They're designed
No.
to make us stronger and lean into God more than
Yep.
anything else. By the way, I wanted to mention a book that I just started rereading today, which is very related to that. It's by a guy named Paul Tripp out of Philadelphia, pastor. It's called Awe, AWE. And I
Hmm.
would really encourage anyone to pick it up. All it really simply says, the scripture that says, uh, set your mind on things above where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. So that's a little bit hard to do throughout our days because we live on this plane with all of these created things around us, right?
Right.
But the essence of that book is that the created things were meant to be pointers to the Creator. They were
Mm.
never meant to satisfy us in themselves. We know that. Right? If we had a discussion about it, you'd be like, yeah, of course, money, job, fame, relationships, yeah, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's about that, and so if you're going to care for someone that long, you've got to have eternity eyes on.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's beautifully put. Thank you. Yeah.
So
Okay, what have you got for us next?
I'm going to play a song that a friend of mine wrote, but I really like it because it's a great blues tune. I love blues songs.
Okay.
If I use up my time on this one, that's okay with me. But this one is called Nothing But the Blues. Let me start that again. Sometimes I feel like crying when I think about the love I would lose if I didn't have the Lord. I'd have nothing but the blues. He rescued me from darkness when he paid up all my dues. If I didn't have the Lord, I'd have nothing but the blues. Ain't no doubt about it, if I was left here all alone, I'd have nothing to hold on to. I'd never make it on my own. Now I'm bound for glory, and I'm out to spread the news. If I didn't have the Lord, I'd have nothing but the blues. shame when we hide it, when we don't let our true light shine. There are so many people who are on the borderline. Now he's always here beside me, with a love I can't refuse. If I didn't have the Lord, I'd have nothing but the nothing but the blues.
Amen. Oh, I love me a good blues riff. That was great.
Yeah, I love with the blues too. It's a great way to get rapport with an audience. You know,
Hmm.
I've played that song sometimes when I'm on the road for work. I'll find an open mic, and they're generally not Christian, but I
Hmm.
could play a song like that as a cultural piece,
Yep.
and they would be fine with it. They'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's blues. Everybody likes the blues, so
Everybody likes the blues.
it gives you an
Yep.
opportunity."
And you know that one's I feel like that one's approachable by non-Christians too, just because it's so general. You know, you're not hitting them over the head with, turn or burn or anything like that. It's just a gentle reminder and they can take it or leave it, but it's couched in such a cool little blues tune that you can't help but just dance along.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it.
you're right, and it's just a personal point of view. It's a first person. Hey, this is my
Exactly.
thing. You know, you don't have to. I'm just gonna wear it on my sleeve here for a few minutes and do some blues, and
Yeah.
you I haven't had anybody kick me out yet doing that.
Well, if anyone questions, then you can use the vernacular of the day and say, I'm just speaking my truth.
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
This is my this is
This
my
is my truth. You can have your truth. Why can't I have my truth?
that's right.
It's the truth, but they don't want to hear that if they're asking you about it.
Very true.
True, true, true. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you know what? Since we started late, I don't want to cut you short or anything. So I want to hear one more from you if you've got it.
Okay, I'll do one more for you. Um, I think I'm gonna play this song called "The Race." And it's from our story, and it comes in the story when Christian comes out of the woods onto the path, and he sees someone up ahead of him, and it happens to be a friend of his from his former town who is also on pilgrimage, and his name is Faithful, and it's called "The Race." Well, I'm a sinner saved by grace, and I'm a runner in a brand new race. I was headed for a dead end. I got turned around. I was nothing but a lost soul, but now I'm found. This ain't no short race, it's a marathon. And though the way is rugged, well, I keep pressing on. Through the rain and the thunder, I'm gonna keep the pace. I'm moving with the spirit, I've got speed and grace. The saints before me, well, you know they cheer me on. I hear them from the sidelines, singing me a victory song. your eyes on Jesus, he's the author of your faith. God speed you in the race. There's lots of runners alongside of me, but not all the runners are running free. They run for the fame, I'm running to win that crown of salvation at the race's end. Christ ran before me, and you know he paved the way, and he will receive me at the finish line. And someday he has prepared me a brand new place to rest, where I will be forever blessed. Well, I'm a sinner saved by grace, and I'm a runner in a brand new race. My destination is a heavenly place, and I'm a runner. I've been saved by grace. Said I'm a runner. I'm gonna see you around. Lord, I'm a runner, but Lord, I'm heaven bound.
All right. Thank you so much. That was awesome. We've got another name for you. We have agreed in the chat that in addition to James Taylor, you can now put Stephen Curtis Chapman,
Oh,
somebody that you sound like.
you know, I have to admit that song is a slight ripoff of uh, got a grandpa and he gave 30 years to the lumber yard. So
I don't
anyway,
think I've ever heard that one.
it's a great song. It's called The Walk.
The Walk.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Is
great.
that a Stephen Curtis Chapman song?
Oh yeah. That's why I said it. It's not a ripoff. It's his is different, of course.
Yep. Yep.
But it is drop D and it is in that sort of form and stuff. And so
All
it's
music is
inspiration,
derivative.
I'd say.
Everything we do is derivative. It's totally cool. Oh my gosh. Well, Jim, it has been a absolute pleasure having you on tonight. Please, before you go, promote thyself. Tell us where we can find you.
Well, you can find me at jim-winder.com. Everything is
Okay.
right there. And we are always looking to book both of our shows. They're featured there on our webpage. I also love to do solo as well. And sometimes I'll travel with just a bass player or just my drummer does conga and a light keyboard underneath the story section. So we'd love to come to your church and do the Pilgrim's Progress. Your pastor probably knows all about it, and it's still a great story and a great way to communicate to the.
I was just thinking the same thing. We gotta look into that. So we'll definitely be doing that. And my YouTube channel is at Kat Lee. So, if you ever need an opening act, you got it.
Great. Do me a favor and send me all that on Messenger if you wouldn't
Oh
mind.
gosh, yeah, I will.
You won't miss it for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jim. We are going to move on. We have another artist. We're